Breaking news here in Washington just a few minutes ago. The Supreme Court of the United States blocked President Biden's vaccine mandate for large private businesses. But in a separate case, the court ruled that the mandate for health care workers at facilities which receive federal funds will stand. Companies with 100 or more employees, large companies, the mandate required all employees in those firms to get vaccinated or to submit to weekly COVID testing in order to enter the workplace. It also required unvaccinated workers to wear masks while indoors at work. The Supreme Court overturned that, and we want to bring in ABC News senior Washington reporter Devin Dwyer, who's joining us on the phone. Devin, you listened to the oral arguments in this case earlier this week, and now the opinion confirming essentially what you wrote about and others did as well, that the court, the conservative-controlled court, seemed very skeptical of this. And I just want to read you one line from the opinion by the court saying that imposing a vaccine mandate on 84 million Americans, which this business mandate would have done, in response to a worldwide pandemic is simply not part of what this agency does. And speaking about the Occupational Safety and Health Agency. So tell us about this opinion and how it came down.
Terry, it was a 6-3 decision on the OSHA mandate, and it was, as you mentioned, not a surprise. The court's conservatives dealing a major blow to President Biden's signature policy to increasing vaccinations by the millions in this country. This was something that they had imposed back in November to try to boost those numbers, encouraging employers to get in line with the program and force their employees to vaccinate or get tested. But as you said, the conservative justices here saying OSHA exceeded its authority, that Congress, on a question so significant as this, asking everyday Americans to take a shot, and as they put it in the opinion, something that is irreversible. Once you've taken the shot, you can't turn back. They said Congress simply didn't envision that when it gave OSHA the power to regulate workplace safety, and therefore it's likely that this will not succeed in court, and therefore they issued a stay. It had just taken effect earlier this week. But this was a split decision today for the Biden administration. They did win in a second case dealing with a vaccine mandate, as you say, for healthcare workers at facilities, 76,000 facilities around the country that treat Medicare and Medicaid patients. It's a lot of older Americans, vulnerable Americans. The Supreme Court, 5-4, Chief Justice Roberts and Brett Kavanaugh joining with the liberals to say that that is, in fact, in the purview, in the authority of the Health and Human Services Secretary who issued it. In fact, they pointed to the text, Terry, of federal law, which says HHS is responsible for protecting the health and safety of patients and can require hospitals to impose infection control regimes. So at least a couple of the conservatives there seeing some textual basis for that authority and upholding it today. So a setback for Biden, a win in the hospitals. And at least for now, Terry, the debate over these vaccine mandates will rest on these opinions.
That's right. Chief Justice John Roberts and Justice Brett Kavanaugh joining the liberals, saying in that hospitals case, healthcare workers at hospitals federally funded, essentially that when you take federal dollars, federal strings come along with them, and you noted that. But I do want to just underline the major point here. 84 million Americans work at firms, companies of more than 100 employees that would have been affected by this mandate. And Justice Gorsuch, in his concurrence to the ruling, he put it very pithily. He said the only question in this case is whether an administrative agency in Washington charged with overseeing workplace safety may mandate the vaccination or regular testing of 84 million people, or whether that work belongs to state and local governments. The Biden administration knew this was a long shot. It was a bold move. They believed the emergency of the pandemic empowered them under OSHA to do it. But Supreme Court, controlled by conservatives, said that is just a reach too far, and it will be up to state and local governments and companies to impose these mandates.
And we should say, Terry, that is not out of the question. And if you are one of those 84 million Americans who works at a private company that, like our employer, Terry, that requires vaccinations, that's still allowed today. So this was simply about the authority of OSHA to enforce it and police it. And they did say in the opinion, as you mentioned, if Congress wants to pass a law, if state governments want to pass a law, they can go ahead and do that. This was simply about that agency authority, and they did not find that authority there.
Exactly. Too much power for the president to impose through the federal agency this kind of a vaccine mandate. That's the ruling. But as you say, vaccine mandates at Disney, where we work, and at many other companies, and in local localities in some states remain in place. Devin Dwyer, thanks very much for helping out on that. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Terry.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.